if you really go back in 1965 when Maldives became independent, India was one of the first countries to recognize Maldives. And throughout these years, we have seen very fruitful bilateral relations, and we have seen people-to-people contact, and I think we have a very symbiotic relationship that is benefiting both people. And I think the future, if you have seen, we have been very clear that we want to have a very good relationship, to deepen our relationship and move further, and for the benefit of the people of Maldives and the people of India.
So we know that ties have remained strained because of the comments that came in from some of the political figures from Mali recently. I mean, this year, your ministry was quick to issue a statement on that. What is your comment on that, and do you condemn such remarks? And how was this matter seen up in Mali when this happened?
I think if you have seen, like you said, we have said that it's not the stand of the government, or it's not the view of the government, and we believe it is it shouldn't have been done, and then we are taking proper action to make sure that this don't repeat. And I think if you have seen, there has been misunderstanding in social media mainly, but the governments of Maldives and India, we understand what has happened, and we have passed that stage now. Maldives-India defense relations goes beyond military personnels, and now those platforms which are being handled by the military personnel will be handled by civilian. And if you have seen earlier this year, we have had joint exercises with the Maldivian military and Indian military, and Sri Lanka with, I think, Bangladesh as an observer. And we will continue to have these exercises. So Maldives and India, because like I said, in Indian Ocean, the peace and security of Indian Ocean is important for both Maldives as well as India. So we will work together to make Indian Ocean a peaceful place.
So coming back to tourism, if we can talk about the tourism sector, we know how much Maldivian economy deserves on tourism, depends on tourism. But there has been a sharp decline in that, Indian tourists going to Maldives. Your tourist minister also recently said we want Indians to come to Maldives. How do you see that?
I think the Minister of Tourism has clearly said that he would like to welcome, and like myself and the rest of the Maldivians, we would like to welcome all Indians who would like to travel to Maldives. It's a safe place, and the beaches that they want to enjoy, it's there. And then, yes, it has taken a dent, definitely, but I think in the long term, once we move forward, because if you've seen last 8 months, Maldives and India, we are going through our election cycles. So there have been much said, and especially in the social media. So I think we will move beyond that phase pretty soon, and we, in the Maldives, we would like all Indian tourists to come to Maldives, continue to come. And if you look at the trajectory of what has happened in, if you go back about 10 years ago, India continued to be a very important source market. And then with the COVID, Indian travelers actually came into Maldives in high numbers. And then that trend continued. If you look at Maldivian tourism arrivals in the past couple of months, and we have had about 16 to 17% increase. And then, of course, there has been a decrease in the Indian markets, but I'm confident that it will pick up in the near future.
So you mentioned about the Indian Ocean region. We know that India calls Maldives a key partner, a key maritime neighbor in the Indian Ocean region. How do you see the partnership between the two countries in that, especially after there was a Chinese marine vessel that returned to Maldivian waters, to which New Delhi has expressed concern due to its security?
Well, like I said, the peace and security of the Indian Ocean is important for both India and Maldives, in Sri Lanka and the rest of the countries that we have in the neighborhood. So we will continue to work together, like I said earlier. But regarding the port call of a Chinese vessel, we have issued personal rotation and friendly port call permits to a diplomatic clearance which came from the Chinese side, which is very common in Maldives. So that's how it has happened. So we as a peaceful country, we welcome those vessels which come for peaceful purposes, but they didn't come for research in the Maldivian waters. No, we have not permitted the Chinese vessel for research in the Maldivian waters.
So in the past, we have seen the Maldivian presidents visiting India first, but this time your president visited Beijing and Turkey. How do you think New Delhi should see this, especially after Maldives signing a military pact with China?
I don't think there's any military pact with China, no, because one thing the president of Maldives has clearly said is we're not bringing in any foreign militaries in the Maldives. No, we're not. But okay, the president visited to Turkey as well as China. I think that mainly on convenience, because obviously we did discuss with Delhi about a visit, but for convenience of both sides, we thought it might be okay for us to delay it a little bit. So we in fact, even today with my discussions with External Affairs Minister, we discussed about the President's visit to Delhi very soon, hopefully.
So just last question, was there any discussion on the debt relief measures for the Maldives and the repayment of the loans with the Indian counterpart?
Economic cooperation with India has actually been an integral part of Maldivian economy. If you look at the Maldivian macroeconomic indicators, when we took over the government, you will see what I'm talking about. So obviously, if there is any debt with any country, that we need to discuss based on those figures. So I did discuss that, and we will continue to be engaged. But Maldivian people have benefited from the debt that we have received, and also from a lot of grants that we have received from the Indian government, and we really appreciate that.